Zaira. Welcome, welcome back to Be Extra, a knitting podcast by Stephanus Axnanda. I'm Stephanus. So we made it. This is February 1st, 8:39 in the morning. Sorry of my what do you call this casual look, because I'm going to the gym after this. But usually I record uh, after the gym and after my coffee, after gym. But this time I am way too excited not to wake up first in the morning, to go right away to the kitchen, where I call it my lab, my home lab, to do this experiment. So, if you have been following my Instagram, at beextraknitting, you will see I have been posting this videos and also a post where I give explanation of what I'm going to do today, which is exploring the word saponin or saponin or saponin. Anyway, Saponin. Um, Now, let's get to that right away before I get to the actual knitting and updating the progress of my knitting. So I will actually put a time stamp on this YouTube episode in the comment or the timestamp section. So if you want to jump directly to the knitting part, which I will put at the beginning, at the end, go ahead. But right now, we are going to talk about saponin. So, the origin of this episode idea is one day I was, as I was like as everyone is used to do by now, just scrolling social media, and there was one post where there was a person cleaning their wool using yucca roots. So basically, the person was grinding the yucca and then put it in water, and then it makes foam, and then it shows that the wool was cleaned by doing or using that combination of yucca and water. So I was intrigued in my mind because the post was highlighting the foaming property of the yucca. And I was thinking, okay, if it foams, does it act also as a surfactant? Because the way a detergent works, for example, oh, by the way, this is what I'm working right now. So I think I'll um, crochet while I'm talking about this part or introducing this experiment section. So, right, the way detergent works is that you have, when you buy a detergent, you have one of the active ingredient in there is material that is called surfactant. Surfactant is actually a term that refers to surface active agent. So surfactant, surf is for surface, active, and agent. So surface active agent. So the surface active agent here is the ingredient that actually cleans your fabric, your clothing, and so on. Now, chemically, what does that look like? Okay, I will try to explain it. I will try to explain it. Now, in my Instagram, Be Extra Knitting, if you follow the post that I have been posting, you will see a lot of references to published journal articles that were peer reviewed. So you can, I think some of them are open access. If they're not open access, if you have a friend to access these articles, go for it and have a read. And from there, you will, even if you don't have a chemistry background, you should be able to follow the idea of the explanation or the exploration of this molecule. Um, and okay, so yeah, back to the surfactant. Surfactant works because the molecule has a part that is hydrophilic or liking water, and a tail that is lipophilic or liking fat. If you have your, let's say, your oil on your garment or fabric. So basically that is dirt or oily stuff on the surface. Now, when you put your when you clean your fabric, you put your garment in the water with the surfactant, right? So you have your dirt on the surface of your garment in the water that has the surfactant. Now, when the oil is in the water with the garment, when it reaches or it meets with the surfactant, the oil part will grab or will hang on to the lipophilic side, or the part that likes oil. Meanwhile, the part that likes water will be what do you call, like, aligned on the outer side. So it's forming micelles. It's called micelles. So basically that structure that encapsulate the oil that separates from water, it's called micelle. And of course there's other term that if we go into it that I'm not going to explain, with in terms of the concentration or critical concentration of micelles, stuff like that. But just the basic principle of surfactant is that you have that surfactant that can separate the oil from water, and then when you wash it away from your garment, the oil will be going with the surfactant, and as rinse it with water, and then that's how you clean your garment. Now, if the Yucca, if we go back to the Yucca, the Instagram that post that I saw, if that one has a surfactant molecule, or molecule that act as the surfactant, then I definitely can confirm, or I can see how you can use Yucca as your cleaning wool wash. So in this term, they're washing wool, so they're using Yucca root as the wool wash. So in my mind, all right, so at that time, I don't know anything but Yucca as a cleaning agent. I love Yucca. I eat Yucca all the time. Like, we fry it, and back home, where I originally came from. But I never, know anything about the cleaning properties. So I researched. So basically, this is the reference articles that I give or I posted on my Instagram. So Yucca, turned out it contains this molecule called saponin. Saponin. Saponin is a naturally available molecule in a lot of plants, and it has a sugar moieties, or a part where it likes water, and also it has a glycon tail that likes fat. So, as I mentioned before about the surfactant should have a hydrophilic or water-liking part, and a lipophilic or a fat-liking part. With this, the saponin is actually an amphiphilic material, meaning it's liking both water and soap. Because of this property, or because of this structure, chemical structure, it has a cleaning agent property, or a surface property that is comparable to surface active agent or surfactant. Basically, it can be used as a surfactant. Many other properties of saponin can be used for other field. For example, for pharmaceutical, and but today I will just focus on the application of Yucca for the cleaning as a cleaning agent. So because of that, I decided to do an experiment. So the experiment that I decided to do is as follow. Basically, from one of the paper that I read on the review on the Saponin. So again, this is peer-reviewed journal articles, scientific journal articles that you can access by just Googling. Or you can use scholar.google.com. So scholar is scholar.google.com. So if you want to find, journal articles, definitely you can use that. Anyway, in one of the paper that I read, it says, or it summarized multiple ways of extracting the saponin molecule from Yucca. So one of them is to grate the Yucca and then mix it with water and leave it for a couple of hours. Another way is to use different type of solvents, so you can have methanol or ethanol mixed with water, and then from that table they also summarize the yield of extraction, basically the amount of saponin molecule that came out of Yucca when you use many or various varying or different methods. So there is also a microwave method where after you microwave, it actually shows that you have more Yucca, more saponin. And the way they characterize the saponin is a little bit more technical that I'm not going to mention or explain here, but I can mention it. Basically, they use all kind of spectroscopy spectroscopic technique, and also chromatography. So there is liquid chromatography and also some IR mass spec. So the combination of this techniques or analytical technique will confirm the amount of saponin that was extracted. Anyway, so I just chose one of them, which is just grating it and leave it in water overnight. So I have left the Yucca, ground Yucca or grated Yucca root overnight in water. And in the video that I'm going to put here, you will see how I start with a two conditions. One, I have just water. I will clean a dirty wool with water, and the other one I will clean the dirty wool with water that has Yucca, ground Yucca root that has been sitting overnight, and then I apply the same amount of dirt on the wool. So basically, I just used my old gauge. So there was a gauge that I used to make a vest, and I did not know what to do with it. I think I talk about it in one of the episodes. Like, what do you do with your gauge? Do you throw them away? Do you, I don't know, do you use it as a decoration? Well, last night I found an application of a gauge swatch, which is for this experiment. So basically I just cut the same size roughly of gauge swatch for each of the condition, and then I apply the same amount of coffee ground onto the swatch, and I applied the same amount of force for the same amount of time by basically just having a book and then just put a book on top of the wool or the swatch that I have put coffee ground on. And after that, I just place the gauge swatch with coffee dirt added on the surface, into the water for the first condition, and into the water plus overnight yucca ground on the second condition, and then just wash it, and then show you at the end the difference between the two conditions. And I do see some differences, or the extent of cleaning, where you have the yucca as a surfactant and where you don't have yucca as a surfactant. You can definitely see it's much cleaner for the one with the yucca. Now, I'm not saying that, okay, this is a perfect optimized way of preparing a wool wash, because if you want to start using yucca as your wool wash, you definitely need to optimize, okay, how much yucca you need to make, and then what how long can you keep that yucca whatever water, and then how many times can you use it to clean your wash, right? So the goal or the objective of this experiment is just to confirm, does yucca have a cleaning or surfactant property? It's not to optimize or replace any wool wash out there. I mean, if you want to continue exploring this, definitely go for it. Do your research. But here, it's just for fun. I'm not claiming anything. It's just initially just for me. I was thinking, did I watch a post that were validated? Because I've never seen people using yucca. I'm pretty sure in different culture it is a thing, or like a regular thing that people do all the time, and you can definitely tell me that. But it's just a way for me to confirm something, and to also connect with my science background, with my art passion in the fiber community. So that's it. Here we go. I have enjoyed this little experiment that I did in my kitchen. And after that video, come back for the knitting and update on my project part. All right. Enjoy. All right. So here we go. So we have the control condition here, and also here there's the yucca condition with water. So for the control, I have 200 milliliter water, and then for the yucca, 200 ml water plus 200 grams of yucca. Actually, I went up to 600 grams, but anyway, for each of them I will use a knitted gauge swatch, and I just cut about the same size. Here I'm applying the same amount of coffee ground on the surface of the swatch. So I put I think 4 grams on each of the swatch, the gauge swatch. So basically this is to introduce the dirt, like if you have like your dirty garment, so that's to represent that dirt. Now after that, just to make sure that the surface is really having this coffee ground as the dirt, I'm going to apply the same or equal force to the surface of the swatch by having this book on top of the swatches for the same amount of time. And if you're interested in knowing what is the force that I'm applying, because we're being extra here, I weigh the weight of the book. I think it's 383 grams or 0.383 kilograms, and then just multiply that by the gravity, and you'll get kilogram meter square, meter per second square, or equal to Newton. It should be 3.8 Newton of force that I'm applying on both of the swatches. and for 10 seconds. And after I apply this force, I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm right now just. Oh, I was calculating the multiplication of 0.388 by 9.81. Apparently, I'm not editing this video that well. And let's wait until my past me put that book on those watches. Here we go. Okay, and then I was actually waiting for 10 seconds. I think I counted 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. I guess it's already done for 10 seconds. And then I not clean, but get rid of the excess coffee, and just whatever is left on the surface, that will be taken as the dirt. As you can see, this is the initial condition of the control swatch, where I will just put in water, and that's the one that I'm going to add into water and overnight Yucca. And I'm just cleaning a little bit. Sorry if this kitchen is not as presentable as it should be, but here we are, a working kitchen. All right. At this time, we are, or I was, who is we? I, Stephanos, was processing the Yucca. I found that that's the easiest way to open, or not open, what do you call, peel a Yucca. If you have a better way, let me know. That's always how I peel Yucca growing up. It's easy doing it that way. It's not really using a knife, like using the really sharp action of the knife. It's kind of like just prying it open. I don't know how to say it, but anyway. And then I grind the Yucca, or yeah, whatever that's called. Great. I grated it. And after that, just put it in the water. Oh, this is actually I'm adding that Yucca into the overnight. So I already leave it in overnight, and this is just me trying to show you how it actually will make what do you call a foam. So here I'm trying to get some foam from the surface. I know it's so messy at this point. uh, I could have done it better. But anyway, I was just trying to get a lot of foam just to show, but maybe here we are finally. Where's the foam, right? If you ask, okay, where's your foam? It's there, right there, foam. Anyway, uh, I think I will make more foam, or I was making more foam there just to show people. Maybe I should just edit this down. Of course not. I just let it go. Oh yeah, I found that um again, I was mentioning it. There are ways to extract the saponin, which is the active ingredient that is the surfactant that is having the surfactant property. I found that you get more saponin or more of the foams if you continue running the water through, or just what do you call it? Yeah, like doing what I'm doing here. So I'm doing this multiple times where I strain the water from the yucca root, and then put it back into the yucca root, and then do another straining. I think I did it up to 4 times, and then from there you can see here it's easier to make the foam, meaning that there should be more saponin in there. Now I don't have a spectroscopy technique or chromatography technique in my kitchen, so I cannot really confirm how much saponin I was extracting. But as you can see here, yeah, you start to see some foam that will stay there. It definitely is foam. It's not just bubble, because I was. But anyway, as you can see now, it's there. Again, if you want more of the foam or the saponin, definitely you can use more of the Yucca, and either using microwave, leave it overnight, using other solvents, try just follow whatever is in the article or published articles say that tells you how to extract the saponin. But here I think this is enough for me to start the experiment or cleaning those swatches. Here we are, the experiment. First on the left is the control. On the right is the one with the yucca. As you can see, that's where the yucca part. And here I'm just cleaning. Like, okay, there's still yucca in there. I mean, not yucca, ground coffee. And just clean. I tried to apply the same amount of, like washing. What do you call washing activity? No, process. Yes, process. And then after that, I continue, and then at some point I will just stop and then just leave it on the edge just to I guess I keep going. Here I just continue and continue. All right, after I finish washing it, you can see here, that is the control where there's no yucca. So you see there's still some dark region where, the coffee ground is coming from. And this one is from, sorry, the left one is from water and this one is from yucca. And now I'm going to compare side to side just to show you how both swatches look like after the washing. And again, that's from yucca that I'm holding right now. It's pretty clean. I don't see any, and you can see how darker the one that is coming from the water is, while the one from yucca, it's just much, I mean, you can see it's much cleaner. So I'm very excited on the, I mean, I like it. I think this has confirmed, yes. I mean, if I can extract the saponin from the yucca, well enough, I should be getting that cleaning property from yucca. So that's pretty much it. As you can see, again, the one on the left is still much dark, like slightly darker. You can see, yeah, there you go. You can kind of see where the coffee ground was still, or blah, blah. You know what I'm saying. Anyway, yucca, good. Okay, bye. All right, so welcome back. So again, that was fun. From that experiment, I confirmed that, first, yes, it does make foam when you have enough yucca root in the water, and definitely if you are able to extract that molecule out, the saponin, that surfactant property does it does have that surfactant cleaning property. So anywho, what am I working on? What am I wearing? What is this? Let's start with this because I'm really happy how it turned out. Well, it's not done yet. It's just the back side of it. I still need to make the front side, but this is a V-neck vest that is called Scotland Yard vest by Joanna Johnson, the designer. And I'm making it with all kind of British wool. So I purchased or acquired the wools when I was in London in December and also in Edinburgh. And I cannot remember all the wool, but in my previous episodes I went over them. So please enjoy or go back to that previous episodes. And again, this is a vest. So after the front side, I just need to pick up, the arm part for the ribbing and the V part for the ribbing, and then that's it. So as you can see, it's not gonna be too far uh, from now. I think I can finish it leisurely um, in 2 weeks if I really don't want to rush it, because I found that lately I have been really busy because I've been every night I've been going to the gym after work. Like usually I go every like 3 weeks, 3 days a week, but now I go almost every day, or if not 6 days a week. I'm enjoying it. Mm, I feel it. So anyway, what am I saying? Why am I talking about gym? Oh yeah, like so what? So work, get out of work 5:30, and then get to the gym 6:30. Get out of the gym 7:30 or 8 even. And then if I need to, if usually I'm really hungry, and I need to make something, and that's like almost 9 o'clock, and if I by then I'm just too tired. I don't even knit some nights. I don't know. It's a different, because again, my story with knitting, started knitting during pandemic, and of course we cannot go anywhere, and that's when I pick up knitting a lot. And but nowadays, after we get out, we're able to and increase our activity outside. I feel like it's much less knitting time, but I try to get I try. And also, the beginning of this year, I thought that I can try being multi-project knitters and or crocheter, like what you see now. Like, this is not done. This is not done. What am I doing? So I think that's why I haven't really finished this vest, and I started it in December 23rd. So usually I finish, a garment in 3 weeks if it is what do you call, fingering weight. This is fingering weight, and there's no sleeve, so I should have done it in like 2 weeks. But again, I am not sitting every day for 4 hours, to push it. So that's what it is. Another thing is, I also mentioned it in my previous episodes, I'm really enjoying the process of making this because it is just too beautiful. I love how it turned out. I tried it on. Um, I mean, it is bottom up, but you can still try on. I'm not sure what people are talking about when they said top down. You cannot really. I mean, if it's not top down, you cannot try as you go. I don't know. I could. But hey, everyone has their opinion. But it looks so good. I specifically made it with less ease because I want vest to be more structured, not too baggy. So this one, as you can see, this is my son. I mean, a little bit smaller than my size, but but you can see how form hugging it is a little bit. Which is what I want, and it will look nice with a shirt, a button-up shirt underneath. Can't wait to finish that. And by the time I finish, we would be on a ski slope somewhere in upstate New York. We're going skiing February 17 with a couple of queer friends, and hopefully there are some queer knitter friends that will join, because that will be nice. I look forward to the best part of skiing, taking off the ski boots. That feeling of taking off your ski boots at the end, and and then you just walk to the fireplace, and if you have your knitting or your crochet, you just like, yeah, this is the best part of knitting, especially if you have like some beverage. Yeah. No, I love skiing. I don't go crazy. I just, maybe up to blue trails. But that's enough for me, because I get to see the view and, while, skiing down at the hill. Anyway, what am I saying? And why am I get? Anywho, yeah. So yeah, by the time we go skiing, the vest should be done, and I would want to wear the vest during the ski trip, somewhere, maybe for dinner or something. I don't know. We'll see. Vests, dinner. We'll see. Anywho, so that's what my knitting project, or the update on my knitting project. So give me 2 more weeks. Oh, that just reminds me. In 2 weeks, I will be on my way to the ski slope. So, I might not have an episode out. Maybe the next one is in 3 weeks. You know how this channel. If you want to come back and check in 3 weeks or 2 weeks. We'll see. Anywho, what am I wearing? What I'm wearing is I call it a birthday sweater. Basically, I made it for my birthday in 2023. I don't have any design or pattern, but basically it is just a cable, a big, huge cables, small cables, seat stitch with, what do you call this, elbow patch. And this is using Flora Adora fiber, naturally dyed yarn by Flora Adora Fiber. She is based in Ohio. So check her out. She goes to a lot of fiber conferences or fiber events. So you might see her or you already know her. But I love this. This is DK weight yarn. And it's very, very comfortable. Very... what do you got? I don't know. It's just perfect for, East Coast winter. But yeah. And then what else? What am I working right now? Sorry, it's getting slower in terms of talking. This is the blanket that I started 2 weeks ago. It's crochet corner to corner. It's gonna be a blanket. Right now it's not a blanket yet. Using my leftover yarn. And I am loving how it is so far. What else can I say? Yeah, so it's gonna be donated. And why am I crocheting? In my previous episode, 2 previous episodes, I was focusing on a crochet bag or 2 crochet purses using raffia. Basically, I found this Ipsy raffia from Nitty City during the New Year's Day, which is, January 1st. No, actually, I went there December 31st just to say hi to everyone in Nitty City in New York City. And I picked up, 4 rolls of this raffia, Ipsy raffia. And I decided to make crochet purse. and I made one for my niece, for her, uh, you know, accessories that has um, cartoon or character design that I added on the purse. But when I was making or crocheting, I was enjoying a little bit or a lot while I'm continue knitting. So I decided to just start this blanket, uh, you know, and at the end I will just donate it. I'm sure there's so many organization that accepts donation for blanket, hat, winter accessories in the East Coast, or actually throughout the nation. So I will use one of those. So uh, all of this I have used the what do you call the yarn previously for multiple projects. So I have a lot of, I mean, not a lot, but like some leftovers that I never know what to make with. But you see how I'm just doing 4 rows of this crochet before I go to the next color. I'm sure as it goes wider or bigger, it will take more yarn. But I started with whatever I have less of initially, but then I think I still have some rolls of this purple color, so that's why it's whatever that I still have a lot. I will just keep using it because I know it's just gonna get bigger and bigger now. But I'm loving it. I know it is too busy, maybe not color coordinated, but I feel like it's a good way of not being wasteful in terms of your consumption of what you already have, and it might be helpful or useful at the end, if it's not as pretty as you might want it to be. But I don't know. I like it. Maybe I have horrible color choice or perception, but I really don't try to color coordinate this one. So here we go. Maybe this is for the front. Anyway, that's it. I need to go to the gym now. Until then, be brave, be extra, love what you knit what you love, and also crochet. And see you, if not in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or maybe I will record from the ski slope. We'll see. Follow me on Instagram if you want to see, because I usually post. It's easier to just post every like short things on the Instagram, and I just use this YouTube to just make like a longer recording to update or give update on the knitting activities. Anyway, bye, Zahira.